Coach Everden, obviously you guys know her as Sue, retired. Speak a little bit about like what it was like to play for her because, she had 713 wins, great career, obviously next to David Hickson, probably the greatest coach in Amherst athletics. So talk a little bit about what you guys thought about her as a coach. I mean, she was very energetic. I know that for a fact, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think that all of us really appreciated the energy that she brought to everything we did, whether it was just random practice during the week to NESCAC playoffs, which we had all of our freshman year. She consistently brought energy, and you could just tell how much she cared about every person on the court, whether or not it was someone who was playing every game or wasn't. She really cared about every person, and she brought so much energy and love for our team, which I think all of us really appreciated.
I totally agree. And I think the three of us came from really cutthroat club volleyball environments, which is necessary to develop into the player that you want to be, especially if you want to be recruited. There are great coaches out there, but they're also really strict and focus on finishing a drill, and if you don't, then you'll be punished with running. But Sue was the complete opposite, and she really emphasized having fun because most of us are not going to play pro volleyball, so this is probably some of our last few years of volleyball at this level. So she really focused on making it a fun environment. Even the bench was so much fun, and every single person on the team plays a huge part, including the bench. And that was something that was really different from club in high school. So.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, Mike, but Sue, every single away game, would go and get us black sheep sandwiches. And it was a big thing. I remember on my recruiting visit, Shar, our graduated senior, told me oh yeah, Sue gets us the best sandwiches in town. And she takes all of our orders. We get to choose what we want for the season. So, I mean, that's obviously just one piece to show you, she cares about her players so much, and she has just developed, the strongest culture.
Yeah, we got black sheep sandwiches this year, too, so.
Really?
I guess Kitty was inspired.
We got them 2 years, Mike.
Yeah, but I think that just shows that she just really thinks of us as her children. She doesn't have children, so we're just, her own, and she definitely treated us like that. She really cared about us and wanted us to do well, which was great.
Yeah, so now you guys have Valerie Jones as your new head coach. Talk a little bit about what excites you about her and also what is going to be different having her as your head coach compared to playing style versus what, Sue brought in a sense.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the experience that she brings. She's coached at every level, including high school and club and all divisions. And she's also played, which brings a completely different perspective on the game. And she's also started programs from scratch. So that shows that she can just pick up from nothing even and keep going. But when we already have a strong program, then she'll be able to develop us even more. She has a lot of experience with that. I think that'll be really exciting.
Yeah, one thing that really excited me, we had the opportunity to interview her and ask her some different questions, which we all really appreciated. She talked a lot about wanting to run more plays and utilizing different plays that we hadn't as much with Coach Sue. And I personally was really excited about I play middle blocker, and I was really excited about some of the stuff that she wanted to do with middles. So that was something that I personally really resonated with. But I think that she's going to bring a lot of different ideas to our team, which we'll all really appreciate.
Yeah, I'm like Sophie said, I'm so fired up to have Coach Val. She's going to switch up our offense, our defense. And I think that those are pretty big necessary changes for us. We've been playing well, but switching it up against big teams that kind of think that they know what we're going to come out and do will be a really big move. I think she's also just going to bring a lot of diversity to our team. A lot of us hail from California. A lot of us have kind of grown up with similar upbringings. And I think Coach Val is going to be great to get some more diversity in so many different aspects. Just having different players on the court is going to be really, really good for this program.
And she has that same excitement that Sue had, which if we didn't have that, I think we'd be really bummed. So that's great. And she also has that same warmness and that same mother figure personality that really helps when we're all coming from a far place.
Yeah, she totally does.
Obviously going into this year, you guys are probably very excited for that, but you guys had a pretty good year last year. Obviously probably didn't get as far as you guys would have liked to. But what are you guys looking to improve on, and how do you think, Coach Jones obviously is going to get you guys to that? Because one thing I think I got from you guys was obviously being less predictable. But do you guys obviously just go in a little bit more, like what were some weaknesses you saw from last year that need to be addressed?
I think that one thing that would be really easy for us to fix, which kind of has to do with being predictable, was just, I think we could work harder on our scouting reports of other teams, and also maybe changing up what we do so that we're harder to scout. I think that when we had that Middlebury game, the first round of playoffs, I think that they knew what we were going to do, and we weren't 100% sure what they were going to do, which was definitely, on us for not scouting them as hard as we could have. And I think that Val, in our interview with her, really talked about different ways that she wanted to improve scouting and how she saw us doing that. And that's something that I think could be a small thing that could have a huge impact on the court.
I think she's coming back this next season, whenever that is, we're going to be a lot more flexible. Just having her as a new coach and having, a different set of plays that we're able to run, and different ways that we are able to play. So we can go into a huddle and within 30 seconds, she can switch up the lineups, switch up the plays we're running, and we can just go out and use that and be more effective, as opposed to sticking with the same play and sticking with the same players and stuff. I think she'll really be able to make us an adaptable, flexible team.
I totally agree. Having a new set of eyes could have people playing positions that they weren't before, didn't have an opportunity to. If there was someone older that was set in that position that's graduated, or even if they haven't, I think having a new coach and a new set of eyes really changes things for a lot of people. I think that'll be really exciting.
How does the NESCAC look, obviously, because, last year was really tough in Bowdoin and Wesleyan. That kind of just, you guys were right there, but those are the top three. Is it going to be you guys, when they come back, do you think it's going to be those three teams that you're going to be looking to, beat and saying, we need to beat these three teams in order to get to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of seniors that graduated this last year. So we were excited to kind of be a younger team and rise up with those other sophomore and juniors that maybe weren't starting on other teams but are great players. I think the conference was really going to change around this year. There were a lot of dominant seniors. So I think the NESCAC could look really different next year, especially if people defer or take a gap year. Maybe some seniors will stay, some seniors will have graduated already. It just kind of, I think this really throws off a lot of things, and it'll be really unpredictable who's going to be on top.
If you like that clip, like and subscribe to hear more from Shred Takes podcast show, and be in touch for more stuff coming up weekly.